Awesome. Here we go. Okay, welcome back to episode 2 of the Jake Break. We're here with you live. We want to welcome everybody back to the show and appreciate your support so far on episode 1. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, make sure you check it out and see what all we were chatting about there on the first episode. But welcome everybody to episode 2. We're happy you're aboard, and buckle up. It's going to be an entertaining one here. So just real quickly, we're recording this a little bit earlier, but Father's Day is the 15th of June. So and this is dropping here on the 16th. So just want to give a quick shout out to all the dads out there. Hope you're able to spend some time with them yesterday on Father's Day. Make sure you wish your dad a happy Father's Day, a day late even, and make sure spend some time with them, enjoy the day, and make sure you have a good time with them, because it's always a good time with your dad. So, and speaking of dads, we got one on the board here, Mr. Trent. He's on the way. Is that
That's right? That's right. Here in early July, going to be welcoming our first little one into the world. So, the whole realm of fatherhood is about to come upon my life, and I'm sure it's going to be a roller coaster. But we're excited, super excited for that. It's one of those things that you can expect what it's going to be like, but it's going to change your life in a big way pretty much instantly. So I'm excited for that. So if you're a father out there, congrats to you, and keep on keeping on.
Heck yeah. Hey, this time next year, we'll have a big first year Father's Day bash for you.
That's right. That's right. I'm going to get all the gifts and feel loved. No, but yeah, seriously, and those of you out there, there's more than just, your actual biological father. There's a bunch of people in your life that, I would consider, whether it's a grandfather, uncle, family friend, there's a bunch of people to celebrate on Father's Day.
Absolutely.
So, transitioning from that, recently I've been getting into the coffee world a little bit more, expecting a little one. Going to have a lot of sleepless nights, so I need some extra caffeine. So, I've been getting into cold brew. My buddy has been getting into cold brew recently, and I'm loving the taste of it. A little extra caffeine. So I got this new system. It's called a toddy coffee. It's basically like this bowl that you just put coffee grounds and water in, and you just let it sit there for like 24 hours. And it's supposed to take all the acidity away from the coffee. So if you get acid reflux, this is for you. So I'm excited to try that. I actually just got it today. So tomorrow we're gonna drain it off and see how it is. But I know, Jake, you like the taste of coffee, but coffee doesn't always agree with you.
Yeah. So the day that comes that I get to be a father, hopefully, or get to be in your shoes someday, Trent. If I need coffee, I'm going to be in trouble. No doubt about it. I'm going to be in trouble. So, yeah, if I don't eat something before I have coffee, or I don't slug down a ton of water, it is just an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. So, I don't drink a lot of coffee, but when I do, it just makes me so sweaty, so jittery. I feel like the world is coming to an end. It's a disaster. So, real quick horror story on coffee. One time, I was at this training or something like that. I don't even remember exactly what it was for. And they said, hey, we've got coffee in there. Go for it. And I love the taste of coffee. It's, in my opinion, I love the taste of it. Nothing crazy or wild about it. I know some people struggle to get over that hump of the taste. But I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it today. I want to give it a taste, try, give it a go. So they had this caramel one, and I was like, that sounds pretty good. Put it in the K-Cup, fired it out, and it was just in one of those styrofoam 8 ounce or 10 ounce or something, like that. Nothing too crazy or wild. And I started sipping that coffee, and I'm telling you, Trent, halfway through, I thought somebody was going to have to run me to the hospital or something. I sweated profusely. It was I just played a pickup game of basketball in the middle of July. I was sweating, I was shaking, and I wasn't even through the whole cup. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I need a little something to eat with it. Ate a snack and finished up the cup. I'm telling you, I couldn't even. I felt nervous to even get up to stand because, like, I was just sweating profusely. Here I found out somebody tricked me, and, well, not really tricked me, but, like, I looked at the K cup then, and it was one of those Starbucks 2 times the caffeine one. And caffeine wires me up anyhow. Well, whenever I slugged down a whole cup of those 2 times the caffeine one, it was just a disaster. So ever since then, I've been scarred on coffee. I just can't do it.
And he's not exaggerating because he came down when we had our baby shower just a few weeks ago, and he arrived. He usually like kind of texts me on his way, let me know where he's at. Didn't text me at all. I'm like, oh, whatever. He's probably focusing, driving 83. But man, he showed up and he was like white as a ghost and like all shaky and jittery, and I was like, man, you can just lay here while I go to we'll be back. Like you can crash in the guest room if you need to, rest it out. He's like, nah, man, it was just the coffee. I drank coffee and I'm feeling a little weird. He's like, I felt like I was gonna pass out on the road. I'm like, well, that's not good. But what, my mother-in-law got you a plate of food and then back to normal.
I was back in action. Like, that was spooky, though. You're right. Like,
Yeah.
my whole arms and my fingertips were, like, tingling.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was going to pass out. It was the craziest feeling. But, yeah, I mean, hey, she got me a whole plate of food there at the baby shower, and it was super clutch, and I felt like a brand new man again.
Yeah, coffee doesn't have that effect on me, man. I could pound 4 cups of coffee right before bed, fall asleep like a baby. Red Bull, what have you, has caffeine in it. The one thing that does really get me fired up though is 5-hour energy. Those little shots.
Oh.
When I would do long like road trips, like 16-hour road trips straight through, I'd buy 2 of them. Whenever I start to get drowsy, take a shot of one of those. Oof, man, it rocks me for the next probably 2-3 hours. I'm wired. Other than that, I can drink pretty much whatever right before bed and have no issues falling asleep.
Holy smokes. Well, you were with me, too, when I tried a Red Bull for the first time.
No.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It was like I could smell colors. Like, it was it was insane, dude. Like, I don't know what was scarier on that scale, if it was the coffee or the Red Bull, but they're darn close. So, but
anything over 50 milligrams of caffeine is pretty much out of Jake's book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No shot at all. Like, it's a disaster. But, I mean, but there is one way that I can drink coffee. And there's a product out there that I've been able to use here the last few months. And if I have coffee, I make sure to put this in there. It does mellow out kind of the acidity of it. Helps mellow out, like, my jitters and not make me feel so freaky and anxious and, like, sweaty and all the craziness you get with coffee, or at least I get with coffee. So there's a company out there called 4Wellness. If I put that in my coffee with the 4Wellness coffee grounds or coffee mix, I 100% can drink coffee then. It doesn't make me sweaty as much, doesn't make me as jittery, doesn't make me like all feel so weird with it. So if you get a chance, go to 4wellness.com, type in discount code Jacob, JACOB 80005 for 25% off your first order. So that's, go to 4wellness.com, type in discount code Jacob 80005 to get 25% off your first order. So be sure to check out 4Wellness. Besides the coffee, they've got all sorts of great products. So be sure to check them out if you get all sweaty and jittery with coffee like me. But if you're like Trent and it doesn't bother you, they still have good coffee and products for you to use. So be sure to check them out. So with Trent on mute here, we're gonna jump right into it. So
my bad, guys. I'm getting used to this new button, and I clicked it, and I forgot that I clicked it because last time, I don't know. I apologize. Last episode, I was doing a little bit of reclining in my chair, and at the beginning of the episode, you might hear this awful noise. That was me. I now learned to mute my microphone when I'm not talking, and I just screwed it up for the first time. So, sorry about that.
It's a work in progress. We're learning as we go.
Yeah, we're learning as we go. There's gonna be some bumps in the road, but here we go.
Yeah, so transitioning from coffee and talking about Trent, he's entering a new season of life and the summertime and everything. We want to chat with y'all a little bit about here, like with summer kind of full in swing now. Summer season is finally here. What are some big plans or big things you're looking forward to this summer season here, Trent?
So, I mean, as we talked about before, me and my wife are expecting our first child in July. So that's kind of all we have. There's no summer vacations, no summer trips. We are solely, getting ready to welcome our baby boy into this world. So we pretty much have just been getting everything ready, nursery and all the gizmos and gadgets that go with that, putting things together. So now we're just kind of waiting on his arrival, and then we're going to take the rest of the summer and, just kind of figure out this whole parenthood thing and get ourselves and our child into a schedule. So hopefully things go a little smoother. But yeah, nothing exciting, not traveling the world, not doing any crazy bucket list item. But do you got anything good going on this summer?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That all sounds like a good plan there. And as a first-time dad, if you have any suggestions or tips or tricks for Trent and his lovely new family, be sure to make sure you send them over. So
yeah, I would appreciate that. We'll throw up a poll on Instagram because any tips would be greatly appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this summer here, the only plans I got is the family and I were heading up to the state of Maine here in a few short weeks. Actually, when this episode releases, it'll just be a few short days. So we're hanging out there for a little while. Awesome place if you've never visited the state of Maine. And yeah, just enjoying the summer. Hopefully going to do a little traveling with some golfing, and of course going down and seeing the new addition to the Trent Watts family. So
yep, yeah, it's gonna be something, that's for sure. But tip for Jake: when you go to Maine, don't fall in the lake this year.
Oh yeah, I'm not even venturing out into the lake. That was a little spooky. Yeah, that was not a good time.
Yeah, long story short, Jake, you tipped what, a canoe or kayak?
Oh, a canoe. Yeah.
Canoe. Yeah, you went for it. Yeah, choppy lake and canoes, not it.
I was not going to let that 24-hour fishing license go to waste.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a rough time. Yeah, all the fishing equipment, everything found the lake, but we recovered everything. We got the boat back, and it was an incredible workout. So killed two birds with one stone.
That's right. They say even a bad day of fishing beats a good day at work, but that's a bad day of fishing.
That was a little spooky. That was a little scary, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to fish. Not even going to try it anymore now. So that was that. But talking about traveling now, and kind of some big plans for the summer here. When you're traveling, there's different things that just kind of maybe tip the scale one way or the other. Like things that are just maybe slightly irritating or maybe a pet peeve or something when we're traveling. So, I'll share whenever I'm traveling, and I never flew in an airplane until 2022. I think it was the very first time I flew in an airplane. So it was kind of a wild time for me. I was extremely nervous. But the thing that I don't understand whenever I'm traveling, especially in airports, is the amount of people that are in an airport. I get it, there's millions upon millions of people across the country, internationally, wherever. But if you go to a small airport and there's just loaded with thousands and thousands of people, where's everybody going? This was whenever I was in college, and we left from Philly Airport in the morning one time on a Thursday or Wednesday or Friday. I don't even remember what day of the week it was. It was during the week, and there was just tons of people there. Who is traveling on a Thursday at 8:00 in the morning? I just don't get it. So the amount of people, and then getting on the airplane, you look up above and they got them little vent things. Well, I unscrewed them full tilt, and it was like somebody was just blowing air on me out of a balloon pump or something like that. So if there's any pet peeve that I have, is one, just the amount of people at airports, and secondly, airline companies, we got to do something to improve the airflow, because I was getting a little steamy on that airplane. It was a little rough time because I was nervous because I was first time flying, so I was already hot and sweaty and stuff, and then just that was just the icing on the cake. So yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, we're from a small town, so it doesn't take a lot of people to seem like a lot of people to us.
True.
Yeah, people come from a city or a more populated area. Airports may seem not as crowded, but for us, we walk into an airport and we kind of feel lost. One thing, I'm not near as tall as Jake, so Jake has to feel this too. I feel cramped in my seats, especially if you're sitting next to, my dad. He's a big dude. I feel cramped beside him, but if I sit beside a stranger, it could be this little lady, and I'll be fine, or I could sit next to just some 6'5" giant and feel cramped. Second thing, a lot of the flights I've been on have been 4+ hours, so my butt hurts from the poor padding on those seats. I usually take a neck pillow. I don't know if you've ever tried this. Take a neck pillow and use it under your bottom to save your butt. Yeah, it's a lifesaver. Next thing, when I travel for work, I always get sat beside someone who has very poor hygiene. Now, I'm all for daily showers, and the people I get stuck next to, I'm telling you, do not live by that rule. It's borderline foul. It's rough, and that's one thing I can't stand. I won't say anything because I don't want to be rude, but it's one of those things that makes me so angry because how hard is it to at least put on some deodorant before you step on the flight? Right. One other thing that I also can't stand is when, say, like, we're taking a road trip, so we're at to drive 6 hours, and if we have to stop for someone to pee every 30 minutes, can't do it. I think my younger brother and I drove straight through to Florida. It was like 16 hours. I think we stopped twice, and that was to get gas. So, if I'm on a road trip, I'm on a mission. I'm trying to get from point A to point B as fast as I can, and I'm not, if we have to stop 30 times to go to the bathroom, I'm going to be unhappy. But, I understand with a pregnant wife, I've come to realize that's a very common thing. So I've been way more patient about that. So I'm usually always the one offering to stop. Even if we're doing an hour road trip, I'm like, you got to stop? So I'm slowly kind of, changing a little bit.
Wow.
I know.
Man. Becoming a new man.
It is. I know. It's scary. It is scary. But from there, on the traveling topic, Jake, I know you may not have traveled as much as a lot of these other people, but where have you traveled to across the world?
Yeah, that is a good question. So, thankfully, with like school and stuff, I was able to travel a good bit with some of the different clubs and organizations I was part of. So, yeah, I was able to go to some different states like Kentucky. That was pretty cool. And the Kentucky airport, like Louisville Airport, I think it's Louisville Airport. That's pretty wild. Like, they got some pretty neat places there. Florida, I went to Florida for the first time a couple of years ago. It was sort of crazy. So, like, it was in the winter time here in Pennsylvania. I was all bundled up. I got to Florida and just instantly got hot. And it was, like, crazy. It was sort of windy, breezy, sunny, nice, like, low 80s. But then after that, it got, like, all of a sudden dark, poured rain, and it was, fine as can be. So that was my first experience in Florida. That was cool. Then just some other states like Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, and then family trips we've taken up to Canada. That was a out of the country one. That's a pretty cool place. I always enjoyed that trip. And then obviously Maine as well. That's like one of my favorite go-to places to travel. Just beautiful place and nice people and good food, of course. So, but that's about it for me.
Here we go. I started talking from mute on again. So here we go again. So I've been lucky enough to travel a good bit with my family. We've vacationed in the Dominican Republic and Mexico several times. So that was pretty cool. Other places out of the country, I've been to Canada actually to play in a soccer tournament. And I took I think, Jake, what was it? After my senior year of high school, yes,
Oh yeah,
I went on
yeah.
a trip to France, England, and the Netherlands, which that was 10, a 10 day, or 7 or 10 day trip. So it wasn't as much of a vacation because we were, up late at night and then up super early to go to all the places and things we had planned. One of the coolest places I've been out of the country has been South Africa. That was a really cool experience that I just did this past September, actually,
Hmm.
right before the wedding. Yeah, I was in South Africa, so that was pretty cool. Traveled pretty much, not a lot of places on the East Coast. I drove down to Florida. We made pit stops down along the way. I've been up to Maine for work. Also been in Kentucky, like Jake said, for work. And one of the coolest places in the U.S. that I've been is the Grand Canyon. Flew out to Arizona, and we spent 7 days at the Grand Canyon. It was unreal. It's one of those, I was telling, I think, Jake, you a couple weeks ago. It's one of those places that, you see pictures or you think, oh, the Grand Canyon, yeah, it's going to be a big canyon, it's going to look cool. But it's one of those that when I saw for the very first time, we got to the first lookout, it makes your heart fall in your stomach. It is absolutely unreal. So if any of you out there love the outdoors or looking for something to sightsee and take a trip, you can spend a week easy out the Grand Canyon. They got, if you can't walk as far, hike as far, they got plenty of trails that are super easy and flat. But if you're more outgoing, they got trails that there's at the trailhead. There's markers that say like, you may die on this hike. Like, pack enough water and snacks because it's rough. So I would say Grand Canyon was probably my favorite out of the bunch.
Dang, that's cool. That's awesome. So, if you had like one bucket list location, where would you put that at?
Bucket list. That's tough. I would. I'd probably stay in the U.S. I'd probably go out to. I'm gonna pick two. It's between the Rocky Mountains, because I love big mountains. We here in Pennsylvania, we got some mountains, but it's really ridges and smaller mountains. The mountains out west are crazy. I would also pick probably Alaska, just because I love wilderness. I love all the wildlife, and being somewhere where the nearest person is 30 miles from you, or more in some scenarios. So it'd be the Alaska or the Rocky Mountains.
Mm. Good choices. Yeah, if I had to pick, Alaska was going to be in my pick as well because I know my mom's family went there and they said it was awesome, and my boss went there and loved it as well. So that's going to definitely be on my list. But then I'm actually going to go out of the country. I'd love to go to like New Zealand or Australia sometime. One, because I heard they have awesome golf courses over there. My golf coach had them or went over there several times and loves it over there. But just like the culture and the landscape is just completely different. I'd just love to go see that sometime. But once again, I'd have to get on an airplane for a really long time. So I think we're doing better now, but that's one hurdle for that. But it's on the bucket list. We're definitely getting there sometime.
All right. And Jake, do you enjoy traveling? Like, some people are all about traveling. They do it every spare dollar, every spare minute they have. Some people hate it. Where do you fall at?
Yeah, I would say I enjoy it, but it just depends. Like, I enjoy it, but then once I get to the end of the trip, I'm looking forward to getting back into the routine, getting back home, getting settled in. But it is nice. I like it. Like, I feel like when I travel, I get sort of a recharge, a reset, and then back to it again. So I do enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would also say I'm somewhere in between. I'm a big homebody. I like my own bed. I like my own house. I like, knowing what's around me. When I travel, like Grand Canyon, that was one trip that I was out there and I was so excited for the next day. So I really like that. So if I would, say I'm the one picking location of where we're traveling to, I'm probably going to enjoy it. But if we're going on a trip to Chicago in the city to just sightsee, I'd rather be at home, tying some flies or making a bench in my basement or doing something along the sorts. So somewhere in between. I'm not trying to travel at my, every last dollar and hour of leave.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I would have to agree with that as well, for sure. Well, that sounds good. Well, yeah, if you ever if you get the chance to do some traveling this summer, let us know where you're heading to, what you're up to, because it seems like it's shaping up to be a good summer to check out some new places. And yeah, we'd love to hear some feedback of where y'all are going or where you're heading to this summer. So.
And send some pictures in on Instagram. DM some cool pictures you take this summer.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll add it to our bucket list places to go.
100%. Absolutely. Well, with that in mind, we're going to try out a new segment here on the Jake Break podcast. So kind of keeping the Jake Break in mind, we're going to go to a gas or brake segment. So very similar to some things you might hear on different shows, but basically gas is going to be, hey, we're in support of it. We love it. We're riding that right now. Brakes, obviously, we're slamming on the brakes. We're not about it. We are not in favor of it, and we're going to tell you why. So we're going to jump into it right here. We're going to call it the gas or brake segment. So I'll get us rolling here. This week, I'm all in. I'm slamming the gas pedal on automatic car washes. A good automatic car wash, right? So I'm just telling you right now, I love washing the car. I love doing it by hand. It obviously comes out so much better when you do it by hand or even with a good pressure washer. But if you're in a pinch and you have a good standby like automatic car wash, you can't beat it. Like, I've been in some really bad ones where it's like, I could have just sprayed the hose over it and gotten a better wash. Or you see soap all over it and it's just nasty. But I'm telling you, locally, there are some good ones out there right now that, it might feel like your car is going to get knocked on its side because the water's coming out with full capacity. But I'm telling you, a good car wash right now is something I am going, like, stepping on the loud pedal, full gas on, because you can't beat a good automatic car wash. Especially if you're, like, working, you're heading somewhere. It's like you don't want to maybe get your shoes wet and walk around wet feet all day or something like that. I'm going automatic car wash. I'm stepping on the gas on that this week.
Yeah, that's a solid choice. I'm probably somewhere in between on that one, to be honest.
How
I've
so?
had some that, well, you've seen horror stories that people take a vehicle in, it comes out, they got scratches all over it.
Oh, yeah. I am not about the ones that have the brushes in. You're just asking for disaster there.
So you're straight water?
Straight water, straight jets. If I see brushes, I'm just going to drive through and get out. Like, no shot I'm stopping there.
All right, yeah, then I agree with you. But the brushes kind of freak me out a little bit. I have gone through the ones with brushes. Say you're driving home, you're getting sleet and road salt all over your vehicle. And it's like, do I really want to wash my car when it's 36 degrees outside and cloudy and 30-mile-an-hour winds? No. I'm going to go down the street, I'm going to pay $12 and get this stuff blown off so my car doesn't rust. But, yeah, when those brushes come up against the side of your vehicle, I'm just saying a prayer that they're nice and supple and not putting gouges in my door.
Well, you and I saw that guy, you remember, just a few weeks ago? He had to have gone through one that, like, somebody that was out mudding or something went through.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness.
That was down in Virginia.
That's right. Yeah, that was down in Virginia because legit, it looked like somebody just took a buffing wheel over the sides of the car, and you could see where those brushes hit the car. It was a disaster. Like, I've never been in one before because it just makes me cringe knowing that my car could potentially look like that if I go through a brush one. So, yeah, if there's brushes, we're stepping on the brakes. But any other car wash, automatic car wash, I'm stepping on the gas pedal for that.
Yeah, all water, all gas for sure. All right, this week I was thinking, what haven't I had for dinner in a while? Like a good Domino's pizza. And this, in my mind, because my wife the other night asked me, when I said about getting pizza, she said, can we get Hawaiian pizza? That's 100% breaks. There's no persuading me any other way. I'm sorry, but pineapple does not belong on pizza. You want to put a pineapple on a pina colada? Hand it to me. If you want to give me a bowl of fresh cut fruit with pineapple, I'm slamming it. But you put pineapple on pizza and it gets warm and soggy, I'm not about it. I like, I like eating some sweets followed by some like salty. I like that vibe. Pizza, it doesn't belong anywhere on it. And I stand by that.
We might catch a lot of flack for this, but I'm full in support of slamming on the brakes for that. Like, I'm pulling the e-brake on that one, too, because it's just, I agree. I mean, it has no spot for it. It makes the pizza soggy. Like, the pizza sauce and cheese just don't blend with well, in my opinion. But I know there's some people that are just hardcore lovers of it, but I'm right there with you. No shot I'm eating that.
No. Meat on pizza all the way. Try to put fruit on my pizza. I'm out.
Now, a good fruit pizza, I'm game for. Like the one with like the cookie and the cream cheese and the fruit and stuff. I'm all about it. But Hawaiian pizza, no shot. That's terrible.
I like that pizza if it's all fruit. Like if it's like strawberries, blueberries, pineapple, whatever. But if you start mixing and you start putting like broccoli and tomatoes, I'm out. Now, if you would just have a veggie one and a fruit one separate, sure, I like them both. You mix fruits and vegetables on one, can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, I agree. But like I said, we'll probably catch a lot of flack for that because I know there's some hardcore lovers of it out there, but we are just not in that camp right now. And probably never will be. So, hand up on that one. I agree with you on that, Trent. Yeah, so you want to take us into the one other final section we got here?
Yeah, so we're going to try to end these episodes with kind of segment like gas or breaks or something, a little bit fun for you guys to, chime in on, see whose picks you like more, if you disagree, if you hate it, you think it's a hot take. So this one, it's going to be a 4-man scramble draft. So this is golf related for any of you non-golfers out there. So 4-man scramble, you got 4 people on a team. So we're going to make 2 teams, and we each have to be on that team. So we have to choose 3 golfers. And right now, we are doing a draft. So I'm going to ask Siri to flip a coin. So Jake, go ahead and tell me heads or tails.
Oh, you got to take heads. Gotta take heads.
Flip a coin. Oh, you can't see. It says tails.
Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Heads always wins.
Yep. So, it's not rigged, I swear. So, tails. So, I get to pick first. So, in this draft, that's huge for the program. So, I think, Jake and I are probably going to make the same pick here. But for my number 1 pick, to be my partner in a 4-man scramble, Scotty Scheffler.
Oh my gosh. All right. You know what? We might as well just hang it up now. That was... And we got to preface this here. So it's like players right now, right? So, if we're taking an older player, it's how they're playing right now. And you just picked arguably probably the hottest golfer in any professional circuit right now. So, all right.
Yep.
Well, it is what
yeah,
it is.
because you could have, we could have selected like Jack Nicklaus or Arnold Palmer, but right now they're not going to withstand a Scotty Scheffler, So,
No.
All right, Jake, who was your first pick to be one of your 3 teammates?
When we ran this by the committee beforehand, so we're like the team captains, we're playing, then we got 3 players, and then we got a caddy with us to kind of guide us through the round, instruct the team, help the team out, keep the vibes high. So I guess I got to cross Scotty off of my list. He's gone.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Hey, it is what it is, there's a lot of good golfers out there. This might be kind of controversial, but for my very first pick, I'm going with Phil Mickelson. He's maybe not playing his best golf right now, but he's playing good golf. He can bomb it off the tee, even in his, older age. He can bomb it off the tee. And if we're in a spot where we need a good escape shot, he's your guy. And he can still hit a wedge like none other. Probably still the best wedge player out there. So I'm going Phil, number 1.
Yeah, if you have to flop it over a tree, you're safe when you got Phil on your side. And hey,
Oh,
he'll
yeah.
probably bring some for wellness coffee for the round.
Absolutely. And
So,
a chip-in
you're
is
there.
always in the book with him.
That's right. Our big
Because of the
sling and
full
fade.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so for my number 2 pick, I'm going with someone who has been hated in the golf world, but recently been getting a lot of steam in the past year or so. He will keep the vibe up. He's a phenomenal player. I'm going with Bryson DeChambeau. You know, you have a hole that's 350 yards, 375 yards. We're going to be on the green putting for 2. So, Bryson DeChambeau, number 2.
If I could have picked the first 2 picks, I knew this was going to be your first 2. Like, and I can probably guess who your third one's going to be right now, but I'm not going to say. So
I don't think I think I'm going for a sneaky pick on my third.
okay, all right. So I picked Phil. My second pick. This one, yeah, I'd be kind of curious to see how he does in this kind of an atmosphere. I think he would thrive off of it. And this one might be kind of a fringe pick as well. I'm going with YouTube sensation Grant Horvat as my second pick. I feel like I try to emulate my game after him, and this guy is playing some hot golf right now as well. And he just had a PGA or a professional golf event that he just played in right now. Him and Andrew Kozak, I think, were playing it together.
Yep.
Put it together a great score. And like I said, this guy hits it dead straight, phenomenal iron and wedge player, pretty solid putter as well. Just doesn't miss. So I think he would be a good guy to tee off first.
That's for sure. He's going to play a safe one right down the middle of the fairway, and you can get after it with the big dog.
I mean,
All right.
I'm not going to get after it, but yeah, the other guys on the team can.
That's right. So, for my third and final pick for the actual players, going with someone, their iron striking, phenomenal. Putting, phenomenal. So, we got Bryson DeChambeau off the tee on a par 5. We got 200 yards in. I'm picking Colin Morikawa. It has to happen. He doesn't miss the center of the club face, and he rolls the ball so pure. He may not win a lot of tournaments, but he's always close.
Dang. That's a solid pick. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to go with my final pick. That is a tough one. I think for my final pick, I've got to go with Justin Thomas. He's been playing some pretty good golf lately. He is an ultimate vibes guy as well. So, like, if you've seen his performances in the Ryder Cup or President's Cup, I mean, he is out for blood in those, and he gets the crowd fired up, he gets the team fired up. Ultimate team guy. So I think in this scenario, he's going to be great. He can rip the ball as well off the tee. Maybe not as much as Bryson, but he can rip it. He's a good iron player, good wedge player, and when the putter is hot, watch out. So that's what I'm picking with my final player pick.
All right, so now we move on to caddies.
Yeah, who do you want on the bag or helping to guide the team?
So, if I have Scotty, Bryson, and Colin, I don't need a caddy who knows the game of golf. Okay?
True.
I don't need someone who's going to tell me to change my grip. I got 3 professionals with me. So I need someone that has the vibes, that's going to make us laugh and just have a day, I'm going with Shane Gillis as my caddy. It's going to be 50 watch with my scramble team. We're going low. You throw Shane Gillis into the mix, we're going to have Bud Light flowing through his veins. It's going to be a phenomenal day.
Man, that's that one I was not expecting. We'll just say that. I didn't think it was going to be an actual caddy or another golfer. I knew it was going to be some kind of celebrity, but that is one that I was not expecting.
Yep.
That's tough. For my caddy, see, this is a tough choice. I feel like for my caddy, this might put me in the second place position with this vote here for this week's episode, but I'm gonna have to go with Jim Nantz, the voice of golf, the voice of the Masters. I'm gonna go with Jim Nantz. I mean, huge golf guy. I think he can play a little bit too. I think he's a little bit of a player in the golf circuit, but just hearing his iconic voice like in these big tournaments, especially in the Masters, can you imagine that? Like, I got Phil Mickelson up there and he just rips one to 2 feet on a par four or something, or on a par three or something like that, and Jim Nantz is saying, "Hello, friends. Look at this shot that Phil Mickelson just said." So he'll guide us through the round. Just it's like having Morgan Freeman on your team, right? That voice is just distinctive to golf. So with Jim Nantz and the caddy position, so I'm going Jim Nantz in the caddy position. I think he'll help guide our team to victory. So
Yeah, that's a solid pick because I feel like if I flub a wedge shot, Shane is just going to grill me and just, I'm going to be in dumps and he's not helping me get out.
no, and Jim Nantz is going to be there to help you walk through every step of the way.
Yep. But, if I get enough Bud Lights and Shane Gillis, I think we're gonna have a good day.
So let's do like an honorable mention. This won't be included in the voting, but like, what's one honorable mention player and caddy that you were thinking of that maybe you didn't make the cut?
Okay, honorable mention, Rory McIlroy. He was on my list. Won the Masters, completed the Grand Slam. Great golfer. I mean, I don't know, but since his driver got inspected and failed inspection after the Masters, he hasn't been driving the ball the best.
Yeah.
But he's still on my list. When he can, I don't know, his average driving distance is what, like 340?
Oh, it's crazy, yeah.
It's something insane. And, his mental game is unbelievable. So I would go Rory as an honorable mention. And I have 2 honorable mentions for caddy.
Okay, let's hear them.
I got 2.
I like it.
So let's go. First one is it's actually a professional golfer, but also hilarious. I'm going John Daly.
That's a good choice. I like it.
Knows the way around the course. A Diet Coke, some cigarettes. He's gonna be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Second honorable mention, Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah.
It's Tiger. Yeah, I just love to have him on the course.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's a good one there. I feel like my honorable mention player was Max Homa. I feel like he's a good vibes guy for on a scramble team like this. When he's playing his best golf, he's a dangerous man. But, he's going through some changes right now. He's still playing pretty good golf. I mean, he had a good showing at the Masters and a couple tournaments here recently. But, I think he'd be an awesome guy to have on a scramble team. And I agree with you. So I had 2 guys that I was thinking of putting on the bag as well. One of those is Charles Barkley. When he was like commentating on the match, whenever Phil and Tiger had the match all started and stuff with Capital One, that was hilarious. And Phil fixed his swing a little bit, so like I feel like that'd be a good connection there. Has the little hitch in the giddy up. And the other one that I had on the bag there was also Tony Romo. So Cowboys legend, so I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. And he can play a little golf. I mean, he's a gamer when it comes to the golf course. But just kind of hearing his voice on NFL broadcasts, he's pretty solid. But I feel like he's a character as well, so that'd be a good pick.
Well, with a Cowboys guy on the bags, you guys might be on 50 watch. You might be on 50 watch going to 16, and then in typical Cowboys fashion. Down the drain.
Oh yeah.
Even with your foursome, you might be 17 under going through 16, and through the last 3 holes, you might be 7 over. It might happen.
Just rips my heart out every year.
But one of these years, Jake, they're gonna make a comeback.
And when they do, the first person I'm telling about is Stephen A. Smith. That guy hates the Cowboys, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, just call Steven right up.
I will call him by this time. By that time happens, hopefully we get in contact with him. And I'm telling you, after a Cowboys loss, it just rips my heart out to hear him just giggle and laugh and just he loves it.
Especially when the Cowboys lose at primetime 8:20 p.m. game on Sunday night. When you wake up Monday morning and hit Instagram, the first thing I always see if the Cowboys lose is Stephen A. Smith just hysterically laughing, and it's just a video of him laughing. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I'm not a Cowboys fan, but if I was, that would get under my skin, that's for sure.
It's a tough scene. But we can maybe delve into football some other time. But I think this year is looking good. We're looking good this year.
We're change.
Looking very good. We got some new changes.
Yeah.
Turning the corner. I think things are looking good, but we'll get into that some other time here.
That's for sure.
Because I'm fired up about the year. We'll see. But okay. Well, I guess just kind of reviewing that there. So for the draft here, for the 4-person scramble with a caddy, Trent, we got you obviously as the captain. First pick was Scotty Scheffler. Third was Bryson DeChambeau. Fourth was Colin Morikawa. And then the caddy was Mr. Shane Gillis, the comedian himself.
Indeed.
And then on my team was the great Phil Mickelson, Grant Horvat, YouTube golf sensation, Justin Thomas, and then on the caddy side of things was Mr. Jim Nance, the voice of golf. So, yeah, we will have that locked and loaded after we post this episode. Be sure to share who you think is who might take down the team there on the scramble team there. We'll be curious to see what your thoughts are. I think Trent's got a pretty solid team, but I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about my choices there as well. So we'll see. We'll see what the people say.
That's right.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, I guess this wraps up another episode of the Jake Break. We appreciate your support there in the first episode so far and getting things rolling here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel here or subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you give us feedback, what you want to hear. If there's things that you think we could do a little better, a little different, be sure to let us know. Or if there's things you want us to talk about, let us know in the DMs there below. But in the meantime, have yourself a good day here. And I guess, Trent, any final closing words to close us out here?
I don't think so, other than have a fantastic week and keep on keeping on.
Absolutely. And be sure, like we said at the beginning, this is the day after Father's Day. If you didn't wish your fathers or father figures in your life a happy Father's Day, be sure to do so. And until next time, we'll see you next Monday on the Jake Break. Thanks.